Hey guys, this is Sloth with JCA with a review of the SEMA CM045 AKS 74U Airsoft rifle. I got this gun at Airsoft GI for about $150, and that's a pretty good deal considering that this is a very rare gun in the fact that it features plum furniture on both the handguard and the motor grip. So first off, I will say that this is modeled after the VFC AKs instead of the original Marui AKs that they normally clone their guns off of. This is both a pro and a con, being that it mainly takes down by pins instead of a huge set of screws, but some people might not see that as a pro. So I'm just going to go front to back, and yeah. So in the back right here, you've got a folding stock. It is skeletonized, and there is no rubber butt pad right here. This is stamped steel, actually, I do believe. This is an all-steel gun. And then, of course, right here you have the skeleton stock. And actually, I will say, I am a pretty big guy. I have really long arms, and this is actually a really, it's very comfortable. It keeps the gun nice and close to your body, and I like it. The stock actually folds with a button right here to the rear, and at first, I will say, the button is a bit tight, but it does fold. Now it folds with ease, and right here, to release it, you just pull down this tab, I guess you would call it, and then unfold it. And then, if you move forward, you have your scope mount right there to mount optics. And you have your plum motor grip right here. It is texturized, and it feels really nice, feels nice and sturdy. And then if you move up, you have your metal trigger guard right here along with your metal trigger. And then if you look over on the other side, you have your fire selector switch right here. If you have it all the way up, it's on safe. If you go down one, it's on full auto, and if you go down to the last one, it is on semi. I also might add that this gun shoots at GI chronoed it at 426 FPS, which the website will say 350, but it does not shoot at 350. So another thing I will say while we're on the body, the riveting on this gun is actually surprisingly really nice. I did have a CM042, which is one of their earlier real wood AKs, and the riveting on it wasn't as good as this, but the riveting is definitely not bad on it. I like it. And so yeah. I will also say that you do have the Russian characters right there. And then if you move up to the top right here, you have your top cover right here, your dust cover, whatever you want to call it, and then you have your button right there to open up the dust cover. This does operate off of a hinge system like the VFC would, and if after you reveal it, you have your charging handle assembly along with your small type Tamiya connectors, and one of my favorite features, you have a car fuse instead of the normal Airsoft type fuses. This is good because it won't break nearly as much as the normal ones would, and it's very sturdy and long lasting. And actually, if you go and pull the bolt back right here, SEMA has included stock a metal hop-up. This hop-up is really good. It puts a really decent amount of spin on it. I mean, it's definitely not the best hop-up in the world, but it definitely gets the job done, and it's nothing to complain about. It's a slide design like all other AKs, and when you release the bolt, you get a nice, satisfying metal sound. I might also add that if you can see this, I don't know if you can right here in the magazine well, you have a full metal loading nozzle, which is actually very nice. I really do like that. It just means that your gun is less likely to break, and it's very good. And so right here you have your magazine release right here. What it does is with your included plum type 500 round magazine, you just go and click it in. I'm not going to click it in, it has BBs in it, but you just go and click it in, and then once it is in, you pull the tab and then unhook it. So moving up a little further, you have your front sights, or rear sights, excuse me, back here. They are flip up, you have two different ones. There's not really much of a difference, and they do get the job done. I prefer these over regular standard AK-47 sights. And then of course I mentioned the bolt, it's a full metal bolt. And then you have the truncheon assembly right here, which is made out of probably pop metal or something like that. SEMA is very notorious for making their truncheon assemblies out of pop metal, but yeah, gotta live with it. And then right up here you have a really unique feature. You have the plum handguard. The plum handguard in the top portion right here also offers as battery storage compartment. Battery runs the storage compartment runs all the way up into here. And then moving even more forward, you have your front sight, which is also adjustable for, I do believe, elevation. And then moving up here, you have your big old funnel flash hider. And I will not lie, I did a lot of research on this actually today. I do not know how to take this off. There is a small little kind of like push pin right here that you're supposed to take it off with, but it does not budge. I've tried numerous things to try to take it off, so I think I'm probably just either going to have to melt off or get this off some other way, if not paint it. So last thing I would like to say is that this gun does come with a battery and charger. The charger, of course, I would not recommend you use. It's POS, but this battery is a nickel metal hydrate 1200 milliamp 8.4 volt stick battery. It is it's a battery, and it gets the job done very nicely. We'll say also some things that I might have not covered is this gun does feature sling mounts up here. It features a sling mount right there. It is also made out of steel, but I do not necessarily trust it all that well. In fact, I wouldn't recommend you really use the front one, but the rear one right here, the cowbell, I would actually recommend you use it. It's very safe and sturdy, and yeah. So finally, I'm going to go and give this gun ratings on aesthetics. Some people think that AKs are actually really fugly, but I don't. I personally think that this is a beautiful gun, and I really like what CM has done with it. It is definitely a step up from their normal guns that they go and pump out, and the internal job on it is great. Honestly, if you're wanting an AK, go with CM. D-Boys does not compare when it comes to internals. The pistons run like tanks, and it's just all around. The grease job, actually, in the CM045 specifically, isn't really that bad at all. But so yeah, on aesthetics, great. I give it an 8 or a 9. Performance, rate of fire, the motor is a little sluggish, but the rate of fire it's all right, and it gets not the best groupings, but it's there. So I'd probably give it about a 6 or a 7 on performance. And then overall build quality, it's an all steel gun. AKs are built like tanks. So honestly, for build quality, being a $150 gun, I'm gonna have to either give it a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10. It's really great. So yeah, thanks for watching, and this has been Sloth's review of the CM045.